Hi Dave, happy birthday. I really hope you're enjoying this weekend. You deserve it. You are an amazing man, and I feel very honoured and that you've managed to put up with me for 30 odd years. To say that you are my rock, which is a complete cliche but unbelievably true, is an understatement and not enough to describe how much I value you and how important you are in my life. We're very lucky to have had two gorgeous, beautiful girls, and to stay married for so long in itself is incredible. Let's face it, you could have murdered me twice and still been out for good behaviour. I love you very, very much and cannot wait for you to retire and for us to spend our days together and get up to some incredible things, which I know that we will, and crazy probably. I know that we will.
One thing I really love about Dad is he has a saying of feel the fear and do it anyway, which is really frustrating when you're in that situation. But he lives by that rule. He, did a skydive with me. He's terrified of heights, and yet he'll stand at the edge of the cliff just to push himself. And that's really inspirational, trying to push himself to run 2 castles in under an hour.
And being sick at the end. When we were on holiday and we were playing catch with a tennis ball in the swimming pool, and one of your throws went a bit far and hit just a lady who was just swimming by, just peacefully, right on the head. So we just swam away and pretended that it didn't happen and went to get the ball a bit later on.
Brilliant parenting.
Yeah, the best. Besides all the embarrassing stories, it's obviously he's still my dad and he's amazing and I love him so much, and he's always there to say exactly the right thing when you need him to say exactly the right things. We love him lots. He gave us curly hair, which is not okay.
No, that's not okay.
We're wishing you happy birthday, and I have to say we've got some very good memories of our times together, many of which have been very entertaining. Things that spring to mind are the time in the RV when you left the windows open and I got over 100 mosquito bites during the night. And then there was the time in the boat in France where some sort of control malfunction happened and we crashed into 2 other boats, and then Chris fell overboard, and then I had to go and get Chris out of the canal, and then Kaz had to help you with some Germans to moor up after you'd killed the boat. And then we had to go around afterwards and apologise to all the people whose boats we'd crashed into. I think there are several things that I could say that I admire about Dave and his character, aside from his well-stocked whiskey cabinet. So firstly, I think he's always someone that, as many people have said before, you could always go and speak to in a time of need or crisis, and he is very level-headed and always offers you very good advice to the best of his knowledge, which is now quite considerable. He's raised 2 beautiful daughters, and yeah, just is an amazingly loving and caring person, and certainly treats me as if I was his own son, which is very nice, I think. And it's clear just from the person that he is, he's a very loving and caring person, and he would go out of his own way if he could help somebody with anything.
Hi Dave. As you are so constantly always telling me, I am your older sister, and therefore you've been in my life for 60 years. And to be honest, that's the whole of my life really, because I don't remember the year and a bit before you arrived. They say there's a fine line between love and hate, and I think for a lot of our childhood I hated you, really. As we grew up as children, you were really annoying. You always had to be right. You always had to have the last word, and we had some spectacular cat and dog fights over that. I don't think it was unreasonable, really, therefore, to take you behind the rockery at Norton Lindsay when I was really frustrated with you and bite you. And maybe quite ingenious to then bite my own hand and get up to the house to give my side of the story before you could give yours. As an adult, I now realise that you are actually a fantastic brother. You're really thoughtful. You're always there with help and advice when needed or wanted. And now I do love you very much.
Hi Dave, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying your time in Wales. I wouldn't ever say that we've had a very competitive element to our relationship. We've always got on quite well as siblings, not too much sibling rivalry. We've had many very good games of table football on Boxing Day that have not really been very competitive, and when you've come second, you've taken it really well. So fair play to you. We've also had a candle Christmas card competition that's been running for the last 30 years. And again, we've not really taken that very seriously. I mean, you going up to Chris's relatives and stealing a Christmas card off Joanne's mantelpiece before Christmas to send to me, or even you filling our house with hundreds of tea lights whilst we were away, lit, not a fire hazard, and me dressing Charlie up and standing him on your doorstep as a candle. I mean, it's all been in good spirit and not really very competitive. But seriously, I've been really grateful that over the years you've always been there in any sort of crisis, however big or small, to offer your advice and your support, and I really am grateful for that.
Hi Uncle Dave, happy birthday, hope you have a great day.
Margot's been practising a special song for you. We really hope you enjoy it.
Hi Dave, happy birthday mate. I hope this is the happiest day of your life. My memories of you go back a long time, but my fondest memory goes back almost in the mists of time. It was actually the year that Matthew was born. We had our wonderful holiday up in Oban. You and I went fishing, and two things spring to mind immediately about that holiday. Was one, I cast my fly out into the water, but I did it into the wind and had it back in my face. Jackie laughed and I threw my rod at her. But the funniest thing of all was when you threw your first cast, it ended up like this, back into a tree. And the next thing I can remember is you halfway up a tree, you looked down at Chris and said, "Chris, why do I always end up a fucking tree?"
So, Chris asked us to put a video together, something about Dave. And I thought, not a problem, we can do that. But then I thought, well, if it's for Chris and it's a video, it's got to be art. It's got to be artistic. So I thought, I know, as a backdrop to my words, I'll have 4 hours of Jeremy on the sofa scratching his arse. But unfortunately, Jackie's signing on fee was too much. So I had to find myself a replacement. So here goes. Thought I'd put a few words down. The subject, of course, our Dave. Should it be rude, offensive or nasty? Or should I just behave? This birthday he's reached 60 years. Some would say he's clocking on. Time to look back, reminisce, reflect, and wonder where it all went wrong. He's the head of the family, a father, a husband, a son, a brother, a friend. He does all of these things with kindness and care. The broken he tries to mend. He's had many adventures. He's travelled the world, given the blind a life they thought gone. Could he pick a favourite? I suspect not. Maybe 3, but surely not 1. The trio of women in Dave's life bring him happiness, joy and pride. Chris the teacher, Kaz the doc, and Ellie who's yet to decide. He loves this family for all its faults, brought together by people long gone. We're different, unusual, not the norm, but give us a problem, we'll fight it as one. He's leaving Guide Dogs, retirement beckons, the possibilities are endless and new. 24 hours, 7 days a week with Chris, are you sure you've thought this through? His skills are many, wide and varied, his work would stand any inspection. But he drives like Miss Daisy, is stubborn as a mule and has no sense of direction. An impressive person, I'm sure you'll agree. I should say more than a poem done on a whim. Of all the compliments I could give to this man, I wish I were a little more like him. Right, Dougie, what's the first thing that comes into your head when you think of Uncle Dave?
Clever dogs. Tall.
Hi Dave, happy 60th birthday mate. Obviously we've had a lot of great memories over the years, but the best one for me I think is the 27th of February 2011 Carling Cup final when Birmingham City beat Arsenal 2-1. It was a great, amazing day, incredible atmosphere, brilliant to see Obafemi do the flips, score the winner, but that was made only better by the fact that I obviously got to experience that with you and Nanny and Ellie. So yeah, I'd say that was probably our best memory together, but like I said, so many great memories over the years, and hopefully so many more to come.
Hi Ollie, happy birthday, happy 60th. Wow, so many years have gone by, huh? And I was thinking this morning about how many sort of pacts that you and I have made together as we were growing up. I remember one of the first ones was when we became the cunning canoers and were planning our trips in the holidays on canoes down rivers and all sorts of things, the CC Club and all this. And it seemed to me that there's sort of been a theme in our lives that we always wanted to kind of stay awake in amongst the programming that was always seemed to be going along, whether we wanted to hang on to our childhood or our sense of adventure. We sensed that it was going to be tried to be knocked out of us somehow. And then when we were older, going across Africa, another big time, I remember we made a vow not to sell out. And I think that was a really big one. I mean, I think that is probably the most important thing that we, or I anyway, ever got involved with, this whole idea of selling out. And I can tell by your life that you haven't, mate. And I'm really happy that you're so happy at 60, and you've been through some trials, and as we all have, and you've come out of them beautifully. And I wish you many, many more, and many, many together. I hope we can see a lot more of each other in future. Cheers, man. Have a great day.
Because he and Roop were very close friends, as you know. And the letter used to arrive, having very brief, not very long, very brief. Oh, Roop is going home for Christmas, which was somewhere abroad, obviously. And he said he'll bring me a parrot back when he comes back. Is it all right if I have a parrot?
Hi Dave, it's Cheryl, it's mother-in-law. Hope you enjoy your day. Don't get too drunk. Okay, bye. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave. Happy 60th. Retirement. Nice.
So my favourite memory that we have is obviously the Mexican night where we drank way too much tequila, watched terrible Mexican themed films, and gave the people at One Stop a scare, thinking that we were going to mug them. We also got shouted at by passers-by that they liked our hats, and someone who will remain nameless got horrendously drunk, and when his wife turned up to pick him up, leant out the window and shouted, "Hola, my chica is here!" So yeah, that was fun. So I've decided, in honour, I'm going to give you a cheers for your birthday. salt. Anyway, so happy birthday, mate. Cool.
Gratulerer med dagen til verdens søteste, snilleste, gjennomgode gutt i England. Happy birthday to David Ollie Hurst.
I love you so much, darling, and have a wonderful time. You deserve everything.
I hope you have a really happy birthday and a happy retirement later on this year.
Very happy birthday, darling. I'm very proud of what you've succeeded throughout your life, and I hope you have a lovely and happy retirement.
Happy birthday, Dave!
I don't think it would be right to do a birthday message without one of those, which I'm sure we'll be having a few of this weekend. So here's one I made earlier. Cheers, mate. Happy 60th. Thanks for everything. Lots of love.
So we love you very much. Happy birthday.
Hope you
have
enjoy
a
the
good
weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope you have a really nice birthday, whatever you're going to do, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon. Bye.
Stop the camera.
Have a great birthday. Lots of love.
Have a great holiday, mate. You're the best.
Happy birthday from me and Pickle.
Happy birthday, Dave.
I'm literally shaking. Stop the camera.